Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be an ammo uh, case sorting day. Just went to the range and picked up my brass, and so I need to sort it. Normally I don't put it in here because this is my bag for carrying all of my accessories and whatnot. But there was so much, and I went to a new range here in Flower Mound. No, it was in Farmers Branch, Texas, called Eagle Gun Range, and it was their grand opening today. So things were really busy, and it was kind of hard to just sit there and pick the steel cases out and all that. Plus, I keep a lot of them because you never know. There might be someday somebody's going to figure out what to do with that. They haven't yet. Doesn't mean they won't. So I just want to show you how I do it. Maybe you can get some tips, some pointers, come up with something, and if you got any ideas, I'd love to hear about it. But this is basically how I do it. So I'm gonna push this off to the side and show you what I got. Got my different sorting jars. That's a very important jar there. You gotta have one of those. Has to be exactly this jar. If you don't have exactly this jar, you just can't do what I'm doing. And that was a joke. This is for all the specialty little things. If you recognize it, you're one of the lucky people. Yep. It's for sorting gum. Works good for 22. Alright, anyways, there you go. Just different jars. Okay. Alright, got these. This is pretty cool. Got this from Walmart. It's a nice little container, and then this is a silverware tray. So this you can use this tray for small amounts of ammo sorting. Works nice. You just pour your ammo in this compartment and then sort it in these other four based on whatever it is you're picking up. But I've got the Granddaddy container here, and this is the one I like to use. It's pretty nice and deep. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a really good container for sorting. Just based on my most common rounds, usually right here, whatever I pick up the most of fits pretty good right there, and then I take that and I dump it out. So here's what I do. I take my ammo the boxes aren't supposed to go in there. Okay, so it looks like that right there. And then what I do is I just start picking out the steel. Okay. And actually, the way I do steel is with a magnet. So I forgot my magnet. I'll be right back. Pause. Okay, so I don't normally pick up steel, which is why I didn't have my magnet ready. But when I do have steel, this is like it's got tape and a little plastic bag because it keeps all the little metal shavings off and out of the crevices of the magnet. But you hang it up on the wall and you put screwdrivers and tools on it. And that's what I had at the time. Plus it works great for doing wide areas, you know. So, excuse me, that's what I use. And I basically just run it in there like that. And I take that off. Works better, well, what's that? Okay. Works better when you've got a little bit better area. I kind of forgot about the steel and the magnet, so I'm just going to make do with what I got. Might look a little cumbersome, but believe me, it works when you do it right. Okay, so you get the point. Now, these are aluminum cases. Is it going to focus? Probably not. Okay, that's an aluminum case. I got a bunch of those. I just throw those in with the steel for now. It's always nice when you go to the range and you pick up more brass than you came with. If you have a range that's nice about that and they let you do that, take them up on it and just collect it. Even if you don't use it, collect it, because you can trade later, or you may end up getting into that, which is what happened to me. Is I had a lot of brass that, like this right here, yeah, 308 case. I didn't shoot any 308 today, but somebody left some beautiful, perfect Winchester. This is FC, so correct me, I think it's Federal. But it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's beautiful brass. A whole bunch of it. Look at this. .308, if I didn't say it. 308 brass. Beautiful. So I'm shooting 308 now, and I'm actually reloading 300 blackout. I'm casting my own bullets, so I'm hoping to use some of those in my 308 also. So that's a nice grab right there. So then what, you know, obviously I'm picking out the big ones first. Now these are 223, 556 cases. And they all have their own little compartments, which makes it nice. And then when it gets down to about like this, you get, you know, pretty much pistol cases. I just go from big to small. You can usually see the 45s real easy. And then it goes from there. And it doesn't matter if you mess up a little bit, you know, if you cull through it right and you're double checking yourself along the way, you'll eventually find it. The tricky thing is when you get to 40 Smith & Wesson and 9mm, that gets a little tricky. It can be done, it just gets a little tricky. So hopefully when you're done doing all this sorting, what you're left with is what you want to keep, which for me is 9mm right here in the middle, because I shot a lot of 9. And then what you do is you just, when you're finished sorting, which that appears to be all 9mm because there's 140, just dump it in there. I put those in the wrong one. I put that in a 40 and I saw it right away, so that goes back into my 45. This is 40. But as you see, I mean, not much to it. And I shot a little bit of 22 today. When I run out of compartments, I usually just throw it in with something that doesn't even match, so that it's really easy to find. You know, like throw it in with the 45 or something, but it doesn't matter. I don't have enough of it to worry about. See, here's what happens. you'll get a case like this stuck inside of a case. You know, that's 40 and that's 9. I mean, just looking in my hand, it's probably hard to tell which one's which. So unless you got a real good eye for seeing it, you know, it's kind of hard to pick out. But anyways, so once it gets down to about like that right there, not very many, you can start seeing if there's anything in there that's not the same size. I mean, it works okay. There's probably a better way, and if somebody has an idea, I'd love to hear about it. See, those are 40. You can tell they're a little bigger. Okay. That's pretty much it. I got a steel case in there. All of that's 9. See, I can look down there and I can see that they're all, I can see that they're all the same size. You know, they're level, and you don't see any big cases. There's one. It's a 40. So, like I said, it's okay if you miss 1 or 2, as long as your coaling system before you reload, you're checking everything again, it'll work just fine. But that's it. And then when I get all these containers full, then they go in these little guys here. Just depends on how much of each I got. Then I take them and I clean them all up and do my next thing. Another thing is, like I said, this right here, this one would act like this one, and then if you don't have very many, you can throw them all up in here, and that would work really good, you know. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Have a good weekend, y'all.